Hebrews chapter 2, verses 9 through 11. For he who sanctifies and those who are sanctified have all one origin. Yet at present we do not see all things subject to him. But we do see Jesus crowned with glory and honor because he suffered death. He who for a little while was made lower than the angels, that by the grace of God he might taste death for everyone. For it was fitting that he, for whom and through whom all things exist, in bringing many children to glory, should make the leader to their salvation perfect through suffering. He who consecrates and those who are being consecrated all have one origin. Therefore he is not ashamed to call them brothers. For a time Jesus was made human and walked on this earth, but in a more perfect way than we do. Jesus experienced the same pain, frustrations, temptations, and trials as we do. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weakness, but one who has similarly been tested in every way, yet without sin. Paul tells us that we too can avoid sin, not on our own, but because God will not allow us to be tempted beyond our strength to escape. In the temple, the high priest was considered to be the mediator between God and man. Jesus is the most perfect high priest. For there is one God, and there is one mediator between God and men, the man, Jesus Christ. Verse 9 tells us that Jesus tasted death for everyone. Jesus took the position of a cupbearer. In the Old Testament, when a king was given something to drink, the cupbearer took the first sip. If the drink was poisoned, the cupbearer would die, but the king would live. The cupbearer was truly humble by willing to give his life that others may live. Jesus demonstrated that humility in Matthew 26, verse 39, when he said, My Father, if it be possible, let this cup pass from me. Nevertheless, not as I will, but as you will. We are all children of God, and what parent would not give their life so that their children might live? Jesus gave his life so that we might live eternally. He is not ashamed to call them brethren. Brethren is a word meaning disciples or followers. It has nothing to do with maleness or femaleness. What parent among you would give birth to a child and then abandon them? Do you think our Creator, the parent of all, created us so that he could abandon us? As a good parent, we attempt to stay in our children's lives to help and guide them. God does the same for us. We, like our children, can allow God to stay in our lives or reject him. Jesus came into the world as a big brother in the Trinitarian family to show us by example how to be a righteous member of the family. Bringing my son to glory. Recall what Jesus said in John chapter 6, verse 39. And this is the will of him who sent me, that I should lose nothing of all he has given me, but raise it up on the last day. Verse 11. All have one origin. The one origin is God who created us. He is the Father who chose us to be his sons and daughters. John 15, verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you, and appointed you that you should go and bear fruit.